Redditors who found someone they knew on an NSFW website. What was your reaction? Not a website, but years ago I had problems with my cable, so I got an adult channel for free as compensation. So the first time I checked it out, a parody movie was on and the girl I was dating at the time was in it, non-sex speaking role. It was a skit in the middle of a scene. I sat on it for a few days, then after a few drinks I asked, don't take this the wrong way, but have you ever been in any porn movies? Then she started laughing, saying 5 years ago she was in one and even acted out the scene. It was a unique situation to say the least. Edit. I had billing and service issues and I was offered a slight discount on my bill for the next few months, or the adult package for free. The math added up, so it was the adult package. And the movie was from a big name studio and the girl was living in Hollywood at the time and needed the money. I'd name the movie, but it wouldn't be too hard for anyone to find the scene, so yup. Least likely situation in the world. Not a website, but the first time I ever went into a lap dancer's, there was a girl from my class, topless, dancing away. She saw me and turned her back on me, and I tried to avoid eye contact with her, but then my friend I was with called her over to us for a dance. I was mortified. She just fucking owned it though and strutted over and winked at me with a massive smile and got on with her dance. She was great. Edit. I had remembered it slightly wrong. She did walk over to us and smiled at me, but it was only after she had danced, when she pulled her underwear to the side to show my friend her lady parts, that she looked at me and winked. I had well and truly been caught looking at my old friend's naughty bits. Worked on a job site next to a strip joint. Guys would go at lunch and come back raving over the hot dancer, but what a bitch she was. After a couple times I joined the Monsieur. Imagine their surprise when I walked through the door and the girl jumped off stage, ran down and wrapped her arms around my neck. It was an old friend from HS. Me and some friends went through a strip club phase, went pretty frequently for a year or so, then it kinda died out. My BFF and her then husband started going randomly and kept telling me about this chick I love. We go similar thing. Old coworker. She'd left town and came back, started stipping again to make ends meet. That girl's an Instagram influencer now. I looked at some of the comments. She's getting bunch of super thirsty teens and 20-year-olds. I bet most of them don't realize she's pushing 45 now. You shouldn't be here, neither should you. Well fuck, now we're both getting fired. A friend of a friend posted to Gone Wild once. I recognized her tattoos and the room she was in. Since she didn't show her face, I assume she did it for the thrill but wanted to be anonymous, so I never brought it up. Good on you, dude. Had a childhood friend that was in porn. Friends dragged me to a porn expo and she was there. Classic face-to-face moment that included hugs and being really excited to see each other. We hooked up a few times. But I didn't want to be in a relationship with someone that had sex for money. She stopped talking to me when I got engaged to be married. Apparently she was wanting to save me as her go-to for marriage after she was done with the industry and was really pissed off. This will either have tons of upvotes or tons of downvotes. Low-key, I do kind of support what's said. Upvotes or not, seeing your woman getting dicked down by someone else is not comfortable for me. Also, the level of head turning kinda gets awkward. It's arousing at first knowing everyone wants her, but at the same time you know they've seen her and jerked off, which gets creepy after a certain amount of time of heads turning constantly. The sex was great. She was great. But I don't want to lower myself to being that guy that silently is getting chipped away mentally by years of dealing with that. I'm a woman, a feminist, and I think sex work should be legal. I completely support your right to not want to date a sex worker of any stripe. I personally wouldn't date a Chippendales dancer, let alone someone who literally has sex for a living. It's not because I judge their lifestyle at all. It's because being the only person who gets to see my partner naked is important to me. Saw my friend's parents on seeking arrangement once. For those unfamiliar, it's an app for sugar babies to find sugar daddy's mommies, and vice versa. It can also double as a kink dating app. Anyway, I saw their profile, clicked on it, and then remembered that you get a notification when someone visits your profile. I freaked out and blocked them so they hopefully wouldn't see my name. Lol. Lol, you almost messed up. Almost. My husband found my doppelganger on a porn site. Her name was one letter off of mine. He told me about it and said you'd be much smarter than to use such a close name. Also, the doppelganger has totally different tattoos. Thanks for crediting my intelligence though. I believe the proper term for this is doppelbanger. Kind of surprised. She didn't strike me as the type. Way too private. Turned out she had a thing for exhibition, as Monsieur still posts here and there and is living her best life. A good friend of mine was into softcore exhibition as Monsieur. She got off on wearing skirts and dresses without panties in. Admittedly, it made being a close friend extremely difficult because teenage me wanted to rail her like a monster. Nothing is more distracting than knowing that your friend, girlfriend, wife, etc., isn't wearing anything under a skirt or dress. Ugh. Pastor's kid from my high school got paid to do gay porn at some point while he was in college. Basically a jerk-off video since he was straight with some dude talking to Hi Monsieur. Another kid found it and blasted it on Twitter. Everyone saw it, including everyone's pervy parents. Little boy blue? He needed the money. Ha, always a great 3-second joke. A coworker's boyfriend found another coworker's camming profile. My god. I knew her boobs were big, but the boob to nipple ratio was like 100 to 1. Like mosquito bites on hot air balloons. Niece. I found my buddy's ex. I told him and it got back to her that I told Hi Monsieur she was actually really cool after scolding me for telling people. And now she sends me nudes all the time. Task failed successfully. Huh, so that's how she's paying for college. Plot twist, it's your college she's paying for. Found my gay uncle on one. He has a partner and they were looking for threesomes. They know I'm gay too. My uncle sent me a message telling me how I was and how he thought I was hot. He was wanting to fuck me with his boyfriend. I was 18 at the time and I quickly blocked Hi Monsieur. I wouldn't dare tell anyone in my family what happened. Gross. I've seen him twice since and each time he looks at me you can see the shame and embarrassment in his face. I like to pretend like it never happened. I need eye bleach. I need someone to wipe my memory to so I can never think of this again. Not on a website, but a former colleague showed me pictures of her dog on her iPhone. While swiping through the pictures, she had forgotten that she also had some other pictures on it. After the last dog picture there was a picture of her lady parts with a butterfly tattoo on her pubic mount. She swiped it away, looked at me coyly, laughed and just said, "Oh, that's a picture of my butterfly." She had already quit the job and that was the last time I saw her. Oh, you should see my caterpillar. This does not sound like a mistake. Had to have a talk with the daughter about her mediocre performance. I used to be a waitress for a pretty well-known chain restaurant. I found a video of my manager having sex with a very large-breasted MILF. Come to find out he has a pretty big following in the porn industry. A girl I went to high school with is in over half of the ads I see when browsing Pornhub. She was really nice in high school and she actually seems to be doing really well and enjoying what she does. The only thing that sucks is her videos look like they'd be something I'm into, but I for some reason feel like I'm creepy if I watch them. Monsieur. Faps are faps, as long as you're a respectful person in the comment section I doubt they'd mind. Is it still called fapping when you're a girl? Also, I totally agree. There's just something in my mind that won't let me get into it. Obviously, the way around this is to ask her if she's okay with you paddling the canoe while thinking about her. Worked in a restaurant many years ago. Had a manager whose wife would come in every so often and get a comp meal. Was a giant bitch. We didn't exactly jump for joy when she rolled up. One night, we're closing up. One of the bartenders pulls me over saying, "Check this out. It's our manager's wife, nude, touching her naughty bits." Apparently, she had been a playmate and done some other softcore videos. Made sense in hindsight. She was the basic platinum blonde, blue-eyed, massive silicone breasts type. As fate would have it, she came in later that week. It was very evident which guys knew based on the looks on their faces. We started kinda sex chatting and decided to send pics. I mulled mine fellow Redditors. This was pre-cam days. He sent his first. I graduated high school with him and we were not friends. I went ahead and sent my pic back because, like, what do I say? Lol. We've never spoken again, and this was about 17 years ago. In the gay community it happens all the time. Once a month I see someone I know on Tumblr. It's either, "Oh good for them," or, "Oh wow, they really lost weight." Going back a good 15 years here. But a friend's sister was a Babes Station girl for a while. Babes Station is a late-night satellite channel in the UK where topless ladies would wiggle around on screen with a phone in hand, muted, that if you called a premium rate number you could listen in. It was basically the channel that would be thrown on as background after a night out, which was how we discovered her profession. If I remember back to being 18, I believe the first time we saw her, we taped our boy to a chair in front of the TV as his sister jiggled away on it. Seems a bit harsh in hindsight. That's mad fucked up, but what happened happened. However, that sounds like a plot of a horror movie or revenge flick where your friend vows revenge against and the other guy by doing something of equal hurt or more. Nothing really. He wasn't there for hours or anything. I guess at that age, and more than a little drunk, we thought it was funny. Hindsight is a different animal, and a slightly more mature mind will agree that that is properly fucked up. Man is still a best mate. Wedding party when I got married, etc. The funniest part was probably how awkward the next couple of times bumping into the sister was. Not me, but a coworker supposedly found another coworker on some porn sign and confronted her about it. According to him, he said, "I've seen you online," and she denied it. He never found it to show me, so he could be lying. Even if he found it, what's the point in confronting her? Honestly, I thought the whole thing was super creepy. The obvious thing to do in this situation is pretend you never saw it, and never tell anyone. Such an SS-hole move if you tell people they know. Nice cock. Thanks, I grew it myself. I'm going to use this. Accidentally stumbled across an acquaintance's Reddit profile and she had posted a couple of nudes in one of the Gone Wild subs. I wasn't surprised at all because she's always posting on social media that she's broken. She'll send nudes for money. No big deal to me. I don't think any differently of her. So, how were the pics? She's not one of the types I go for, so they didn't have an effect on me. Basically just, yup, that's another woman's body. Alright. I sent it to them to make sure they were okay with being there, since it was a sharing account that posted it, and then thought, and moved on. Probably did keep a sharper eye out for familiar faces for a while after that though. I get a text once or twice a year from friends saying, "ADM Jack Sparrow. I don't want you to feel bad, but I think someone leaked your nudes," which launches me into a panic. Desperate to see which one so I can nail the culprit for sharing online, and then they send me a picture of someone with my hair color, currently red, who doesn't even look like me otherwise as far as I can tell. The pit in my stomach before is awful, but the relief after is oh so sweet. Found a pic on Reddit that I'm fairly certain is my ex-fiancé. Wondered if she knew someone put her photo out there. Someone. Your implication is unfounded and wrong. I can be a shitty person, but I'm not a scumbag. Oh sweet Jesus, I did not need to know that. Excuse me while I go pull my brain out and run it through the microwave. She worked for me, was an unassuming little old lady in her 60s. Did some videos with her actual daughter when she was in her 40s. who at one point was also on my team. Monsieur, I just couldn't even look at either one of them, monsieur. Thank gods I only found out after the old lady quit, because I for sure would have gotten myself dragged to HR at some point. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.